Hi, yogis, King Island yogis. Here we are, ready for another session. That's what it is, yoga. It's never stop. It's like a food. We practice for the sake of the practice. We keep doing it. We're enjoying it. So we got another session for you, and this one gonna be mainly chest opening, chest and shoulders opening. Let's get right into it in a beautiful pose of down face hero pose. Beautiful way to start. See the body is down to the heels with the wide knees. Inhale, lift the chest and stretch out. And extend your body forward. Keep the hips back. Keep the buttocks right down to the heels and spread the fingers. Separate the palms the width of the shoulders, maybe tiny bit wider, and press every fingers, every knuckle down, particularly the index fingers knuckle pressing down. And also make sure you roll the shoulders out. Don't squeeze the shoulders towards the neck. Roll the biceps out, roll the shoulders out. Particularly nice pose to start the practice. Feel how you extend the front of the body. And nice opening to the shoulder armpits area as well. As you feel comfortable in the pose to stretch further, you can inhale, lift the head and walk the hands even further more. Saying that, for some people it's hard enough as it is, and they actually need to do the pose by resting the forehead on a brick. This is something we suggest to you before. So normally a person who need the props to support himself know that already. Sometimes we start the pose with the head on the brick, and after a little while we feel we don't need the brick anymore. The head actually willing to go further down. So much of feeling, and this is what this practice is all about, knowing and feeling what's going on in your body all the time throughout the practice. Very, very aware, very intimate you are with yourself. Very much involved. And slowly inhale, lift the head and walk the hands back. Coming up, give the legs a bit of a stretch. Release one leg back at a time to release the knees. And we can go from here straight to a pose called Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. So let's do the quick preparation. Sit with the toes curled under and push the hips back. Stretch out. Press the head down if you can or close enough. This is just to create the correct distance from the palms to the feet. So make sure you don't move your palms and your feet and come up to all fours. Lift to the arms. Inhale and release the knees from the ground. Push the mat down and forward to push the hips up and back. Look at your knees. Inhale, and with the exhalation straight the legs all the way. Lock the knees. Look at your feet. Inhale, and with the exhalation release the heels down to complete your downward dog. Be active in the pose. When you do dog pose, you're active. You really push against the gravity. You don't just hang in there and collapsing. You so much engage. There's so much muscular action to engage, not to collapse to the joints of the body. Turn the heels out, regardless if you get the heels all the way down or not. And when you release the heels down as far as they can go, that's okay, but try to release more the outside of the heels down, not to collapse in. Beautiful. And release the knees and take a couple of breaths. Shake the arms a little bit, roll the shoulders, just chill out. And we're going to do more. We're going to do a few more, and we'll do a combination of other things from the dog pose. So we're going to do dog, we're going to do up face dog, which is very much chest opening. We're going to walk back towards a pose called Uttanasana, full bend. So stay with me, listen to the instruction. Going again to the same pre-pose, and coming up all the way to the dog. Going into the pose a little bit quicker. Look at the knees, straight the legs. Look at the feet. Inhale, exhale, release the heels down. Okay, as we do active in a pose, let's go from here to a pose of the plank. Inhale, reaching forward.
and hold yourself in a plank position as the legs working very strong and the tailbone in. Take a deep inhalation and we go back with the exhalation. Inhale, exhale, go back to downward dog and really push the hips back and back. Let's do the same again. Inhale, bring the shoulders right above the wrist and hold yourself strong as the legs so active here. Extend from the heels pushing back and the crown of the head extending forward and pushing against the gravity. Don't collapse. Don't let the shoulder blades to collapse towards each other, broadening the shoulder blades. Inhale and we go back with powerful exhalation. Very, very good. Okay, what we're going to do now, we're going to walk the hands towards the feet. A pose called Uttanasana. Some of you flexible enough to keep the legs straight all along. If you have to bend the knees, that's okay. So you bend the knees to get there. And some people easily can grab onto the ankles. Other people need to be higher on the shin. So accommodate yourself. Beautiful. The Uttanasana, full forward bend. Inhale, look ahead, extend the chest forward. And most of the time we look down between the big toes. And keep extend the neck, extend the ears away from the shoulders. Working the legs, work the thighs. Action of the legs, contract the muscle. Lift the thighs and roll the thighs in. That's the action of the legs. Okay, this is give the arms opportunity to rest from the weight bearing of the dog pose. Now we're ready to go to the dog again. Now, if you need to double check, you're very welcome. It's always recommend to do that. Take 2 seconds, that's all. And at least you know your dog pose nice and accurate. Okay, we're going to go to the plank. And from the plank, we're going to do the up face dog. One thing at a time. Inhale to the plank. So much of the tailbone into the body. Inhale, release the hips and look ahead. So this is very much a chest opening. This is a back bend. The legs working very strong here. The arms pushing to the ground and lift the crown of the head to the ceiling. Doesn't matter how stiff you are, always make sure you do the pose right. The technique got nothing to do how stiff we are. Yes, the body can be stiff, take a little bit more to open the body, fair enough, but to be accurate as far as the technique. We're going back. Inhale, exhale, go back to downward dog. Push the hips back and back and back and back. Okay, let's do the same thing again. Inhale to the plank with the tailbone in. Inhale, release the hips and look ahead. Working the arms. So much of lifting the crown of the head. Don't collapse like that. Don't collapse your neck between the shoulders. Lift, lift, lift the ears away from the shoulders. We're going back. Take a deep inhalation and go back with powerful exhalation. Beautiful. Okay, we walk the hands towards the feet, same like before, the Uttanasana. Hold on to where you need to hold on. Need to be higher, don't be shy to be. Some of our students even have the hands above the knees. If that's where you need to be, that's fine. Inhale, look ahead, extend the chest and look down between the big toes. Keep extend the ears away from the shoulders. Okay, some people feel flexible enough and comfortable enough to take this pose even further. Only if you feel that way. Inhale, lift the head, the chest. Exhale, bend the elbows and take yourself to a pose which actually, this is called full Uttanasana. So if you're comfortable to go that far, that's fine. And make sure you keep working the legs and the action of the tilt of the pelvis to lift the sitting bones higher. So it's not just using the arms to pull the body down, but it's actually need to come from the legs. Nevertheless, the arms still resting from the dog pose, the triceps particularly. So you work on something else in the body and something else gain a bit of a rest. Your arms resting and you working on your hamstring. Okay, let's go again to the dog. Continue with the dog. Check, you're welcome to check. If you're not sure, check. Okay, now we're going to do the pose of Chaturanga. So we go to the dog, from the dog to the plank. From the plank, we go to the lower plank. It is Chaturanga, the lower plank, and up face dog. Now, those of you who can't do the Chaturanga, you go to the dog, from the dog to the plank, and then you go to up face dog, and then you go back to downward dog. So I leave that to you. Ready? Together. Inhale, moving forward. Exhale, bending elbows. Inhale, up face dog. Exhale, back to downward dog. Beautiful. Again, inhale, forward. Chaturanga with the elbows in. Inhale, up face dog. Exhale, back to downward dog. Let's do another one here. Inhale, forward. Chaturanga. Inhale, up face dog. Exhale, back to downward dog. Feeling a little bit softer. Okay, now we're gonna walk the hands to the feet, and this time we're gonna do the squatting. So as you walk the hands to the feet, bend the knees to the side and sit. The buttocks down, sit as close as you can with the heels down. The heels this time pointing more towards each other. And this is a beautiful way to work on the hips. And again, opportunity to rest the upper body, so the arms actually resting from all the weight bearing of the dog pose and chaturanga, particularly the tricep. So very resting now, and in the meantime, you're not wasting any time. You actually working on your hips by sitting as such in the squatting position. Okay, we're gonna walk to dog pose once again and do all those things, and then we move to other things as well. So let's go to our dog. Checking. Okay, what we're also gonna do now, we're gonna step the right foot to the outside of the right wrist and step back, and we do the left one. So this is good for the hips too. Ready? Inhale, step the right one to the outside, like so. Now if you can't step in one go, step as far as you can, and then you can even manually bring the foot like that. So whatever you're comfortable to do. Okay, we work the back leg strong, the heel pushing back, staying in the pose, breathing along. Now let's go back. Ready? Inhale, exhale, go back to downward dog, and engage straight forward, pushing the hips back nice and even. Okay, the other side. Inhale the left one, the back leg so active, the heel pushing straight back, not collapse the heel inside, and lift the chest, extend the chest forward. You can look forward for a couple seconds, but most of the time you actually look down. It's easy on the neck. Work the back leg very strong. It's mainly the back leg here working. We're going back. Inhale, exhale, go back to downward dog. Push and push and push and push the hips back. Let's squeeze another one of the same, right and left. Okay, inhale the right one. Very active with the back leg. Notice how the front shin vertical. Breathing and breathing and breathing along. Okay, we're going back. Take the inhalation first and go back with powerful exhalation. Go back to the dog. Nice and square. Dog pose is such a even and square pose, particularly after a stretch to kind of one-sided stretch, like stepping. So let's step the left one. Last one here. Active with the back leg. Notice how when you push the heel back, you actually stretch the back leg calf as well. Breathing and breathing and breathing and breathing and breathing along. We're going back. Take a deep inhalation. Exhale. Beautiful. Okay, let's squeeze a couple chaturanga here, and those chaturanga should feel a little bit softer than the one before, obviously as the body build up heat. Ready? Together. Inhale, forward, chaturanga. Inhale, up face dog. Exhale, back to downward dog. Beautiful. And again, inhale, forward. Exhale, bending. Inhale, up face dog. Exhale, back to downward dog. You know what? How about another one? Last one. Inhale, exhale, and better up face dog. Exhale, Downward dog. For the last time, walk the hands towards the feet again. Uttanasana again. Extend the chest and looking down between the big toes. Very, very good. Again, inhale, lift the head, the chest, and look down between the big toes. So much we try to extend the front of the body. Even though we're bending forward, we try not to jam. Try to extend the front of the body. Now, again, for those of you who are more on the flexible side and happy to go to full Uttanasana, you're welcome. Inhale, lift the head, the chest even more. Exhale, bend the elbows. We end up looking back. If you go deep enough, you actually end up the crown of the head pointing down and you end up looking back. Make sure you don't squeeze the shoulders to the neck. So although you use your arms, keep the shoulders away from the neck. Keep freedom to the neck. So bending forward, very good for the spine. Bending backwards, very good for the spine. Bending forward, everything we do is so good for the spine. Twist. Okay, inhale, coming up, and slowly release all together. Okay, what I want to do now is honestly something I do so much in my own practice. Lie down over the 2 bricks. This is really something we always traditionally in Melbourne with our students for 20 years. We used to run this Hawthorne Yoga Center. From beginner course, we used to teach people, not from week 1, to do this pose, and a kind of a pose, if you can do it even every session, it's great. Lie down over the 2 bricks. So you can lie down over the 2 bricks with the legs straight, and that's simple. Some people have knees issues and they have to do it with the legs straight, like so. So you sit with the feet apart a little bit. I always believe feet apart a little bit keep you more stable. And you lie down over the 2 bricks. 1 brick should be between the shoulder blades, and 1 brick you're gonna rest your head. It's not a bad idea to start with the bricks on this height. Some people even need it lower, so if you do, you do. Other people so flexible and able to do it on the high side of the brick. But let's start more conservative. So here we are. I'm taking the first brick, the other brick on my thigh ready, and I kind of lying back and making sure my thoracic touch the brick. Coming all the way down to the elbows and give myself a better adjustment here. So take your time and keep adjust yourself until you feel square and balance. And when you're ready, 2 hands with the second brick and put the brick under your head, like so. Okay? Keep the chin down. Let the shoulders to drop. And a beautiful way to open the chest. Now, some people can do the same pose on the brick on the high side. So I just quick repeat that. So here we are, first brick between the shoulder blades. So that's a different experience because it's much higher, stronger. But some people can afford to do it. Why not? Enjoy it. Always use 2 hands. 2 hands keep you in balance in center. 1 hand you lose the center. No good. 2 hands and put the other brick like so. Beautiful, beautiful way to open the chest. So rather doing it on a low brick or high bricks, it's up to you. Coming out of it, palms facing down, lift the head and come up. So this is just give you an idea what to do. Now there are people who can do the full pose. It's called Payankasana. I just face myself the other way around here. So here, this is not for everybody, but I'm sure some of you are happy to do it. Sitting with the knees together, feet apart, and roll the calves from inside out and sit the buttocks down to. So this is a kind of a variation to do only if you're very, very, very comfortable to sit like that. If not, just simply do it with the legs straight. So I'm going to do it like that. And again, you can go on the low brick. I'm going to go on the high brick. I leave it to you. Either low bricks or high bricks, up to you. So, brick between the shoulder blades. Take time to adjust the body to be straight. 2 hands with the other brick. Beautiful. Resting the arm beside you with the palms facing up. Let the shoulders completely to drop and keep the chin down. So avoid doing that. That's really not good for your neck. We want to extend the back of the neck, chin down, ears away from the shoulders, shoulders dropping. Now this is just part of the pose, which is great. But if we go that far, we might as well get more out of this pose. So raise the arms and grab onto your elbows. Lift the elbows higher. See here how much movement of the shoulder blades. Lift, inhale, and take the arms over the head. Beautiful, beautiful stretch. Now keep the neck soft. Again, avoid doing this, chin down. And push the elbows away from you, and the gravity will do the rest. The gravity will take the elbows a little bit lower down. It's quite obvious how much opening to the chest it's create and the shoulder armpits area. We find most of the people, normal people, they tend to be a little bit on the stiff side when it's come to the shoulders. So let the gravity to do the work for you. Breathing along all the time. And as we do in yoga, try to keep the lips closed and breathe through the nostrils if you can. Always good to change. So what you do, you raise the elbows up and change the fold of the elbows, just like that. Lifting higher first, again, lift the elbows and take the arms. And keep this section of pushing the elbows away from you. And the gravity will take you even further down. Such a beautiful, such a healthy pose for your chest, for your breathing, and for your shoulders, and for your back, for your spine for that matter. And notice the stretch to the front of the body overall, to the ribs, to the tummy. Very good for the organs, of course. Beautiful, enormous benefit. Learn how to be in a pose and how to relax. Now, if you have to come out of the pose, you can come out of the pose and rest. Lie down on your back and hug the knees to the chest and roll yourself from side to side to release the back. If you're happy to stay, you can stay. You can rest and continue with us, with the group, to go to the pose again. Now, what also you can do in the pose is to take the head further back if you're comfortable with that, if your neck can afford to do it. If not, stay with both bricks the same height. But if it's a little bit easy, if you're willing to open the chest small, you can take the brick, the one for your head, another stage lower. So what you do, have a look, you take the brick a little bit lower and you release the head down. Now as you release the head down, try to keep the chin a little bit more down that way. So again, we're avoiding this, so bad for the neck, to extend the neck. Very, very good. And keep the chin down. And the same thing with the arms. We extending with the elbows back and changing. Now if you wish to go even further, you go to even lower side of the brick, and doing the same thing. And some of you maybe can afford to go all the way down with no bricks at all. Again, don't rush. Give yourself time. Those things can take time. And don't forget to change the fold of the elbows, whatever you do. Now, if I go that far, the way I like to come out of the pose is to put the brick back to the head, to come to the original position, so I'm level, stay for a few seconds, and then coming out of the pose. So here, palms facing down. Inhale, lift the head and walk the elbows back and back and back, and push with the arms to come up. Now here, take your time and come up completely and straight the legs a little bit. If you've done particularly this variation with the knees bent so much, you want to release your knees. So stretch one leg back at a time. Beautiful. Now if you want to release your back, lie down on your back and hug the knees to the chest, rolling from side to side,
Shimon, I've just paused it. You need to do another pose.
Yeah, I am. I'm doing Sudabandha now.
Okay, because you've only got 5 minutes left.
I know. I'm looking.
Okay,
I know,
okay.
well,
Because if it's a chest opening, there needs to be more.
I know. I wasn't
What about
done.
they push up to a back bend?
No, just do.
Because there's strong people are the ones that are doing it.
Okay, I'm doing pushing to the back bend. Okay, you ready?
I don't even know if that paused. Yeah, it did, I think. It did. It did.
Okay.
So you hug 1, 2, 3.